Yo, what is up, bros? We are back with the Ultimate Artillery General Tournament. We got 3 matchups left. For this one, we've got a number 1 seed Zhukov from the Northwest bracket versing number 1 seed Kluge from the Southwest bracket. Bros, let's check them out. First up, Zhukov. You guys should about have these memorized by now. Marshal of Victory when commanding elite forces, artillery unit attack plus 18% HP plus 20%. Artillery leader, accuracy, explosives, inspiration, and inferior victory up against Kluge. His artillery tactic expert when commanding artillery units to attack. Ignore 100% of the enemy's defense. Bro is titleless though. And then he has this wasted perk. Troop morale will not diminish when there's a friendly unit nearby within 1 grid. Evade 20% damage dealt by the enemy. Bros, if he had anything else, even a mild attack boost, he would be so much better, so much higher up on the damage stats. Finishing it out, artillery leader, accuracy, and explosive. So basically, it's inspiration and inferior victory versus artillery tactic expert. Well, inferior victory, inspiration, and the title versus artillery tactic expert. Bros, let's begin. Quick reminder before we get started here, Zhukov is coming in at 2nd place with 11,200 for his first round and 11,000 for his second round, while Kluge 5th place coming in at 9,000, almost 900, and 9,900. Very consistent damage output there. First up, our boy Zhukov. Real quick, before we get started, I gotta give a shout out, boom, to the member bros, with a special thank you to those Field Marshals Tricky 3, 4, 5, 2, and DN, along with all you other colonels and privates. Thank you for supporting the channel. With that, let's begin. Zhukov. Massive damage. Oh, I think that was massive damage. No, I guess not. That's about the same. Yeah, he's been getting like 900. Anyways. For the combat meta kit, remember, I don't think nobody is catching Govarov. Bro was the only one to crack 600, had 619 last time we tested. Zhukov had 539. Actually came down a little bit. Bro had 868 on this hit last time around. About the same, right in that neighborhood. 755 on this hit. That was a little bit more, I think. I mean, the bro was only, what was it, 200 off between his 2 attacks, so I mean, he's pretty consistent as well. Yeah, absolutely obliterates that. The telltale sign of a top general. And on this hit, a boy's been getting 330. And he's dropped off a little bit on a couple different hits. Dildo launcher hit was 408. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing terribly different. I mean, we're looking at the difference of like, I mean, I don't know. He's probably going to end up, I think he's going to end up in between the 2 rounds he's already performed in. And the HIMARS attack. Zhukov has to obliterate at least one of these infantry. Remember, only the top 5 generals can obliterate at least one. Yep, he got his one. He did get his one. We're at 560 for this hit. Yeah. A little bit more. And the final Zhukov attack finish strong. Brother had 1,145 last time around. He's gonna be close to that, mate. Alright, bros, time to test out our boy Kluge. Alright, Kluge. Very consistent damage outputting Kluge. That looks like he had almost 800 last time. That looks like that's going to be right in that area. Kluge on the combat medics had a very respectable 587. Hold on a sec, was that the highest before Govarov just absolutely destroyed everybody? Let me check here. Yeah, before Govarov just destroyed everybody with that 600 hit, it was Kluge who was maintaining the biggest hit, 587. Let's see if he can improve upon that. No. The answer is no. Looks like the only bro that is going to be able to break the 600 mark on the combat medics is our boy Govarov. Was that about the same? Yep. Bro had 606 on this hit. Yep. A little bit more, actually. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure Kluge takes this out. Taking that out isn't as big of a test as taking out those infantries with the other high mark. Much bigger test. Alright, Kluge, your ignore 100% of the enemy's defense should help you get a decent hit here. 333. Your max before was 322. He improved. Actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. I was seeing if that was the max hit. Of course, De Gaulle, who gets to fire multiple times, beat that. However, the only other person besides him to beat that was, unsurprisingly, the king of the single big hits, Govarov, had a 335. Dildo launcher attack for Kluge. Ignore the defense should do decent here. What was this other hit? You're getting a 523. About the same area. And our HIMARS. Alright, Kluge. I expect him to at least take out one of these infantry as well. Ooh, took out both of them. Very few generals in this world can accomplish that. You just watch Zhukov fail on that. Many others have failed on that. Some of even the top tier generals that are scoring the most damage didn't take out either. So, yeah. I would say, barring De Gaulle, that obviously can fire multiple times, the top single hitters has to be Govarov and then Kluge. I mean, those two bros are consistently either 1 or 2 in the single target damage on some of these units that are tough to crack. For the Warsaw attack, Kluge hit a 494 last time around. Ooh. Ooh. A little bit better. A little bit better. Actually, you know, a decent amount better. I'm not going to call that a little bit better. That was a decent amount better. And bro's final attack. On East Berlin, last time around he had 926. 926, yeah, I mean... Same area. This is going to be close. Obviously, I don't see either of them changing their position, and I think these attacks are just going to solidify where they're positioning. All right, bros, the results are in. Unsurprisingly, Zhukov edged out Kluge. Bro did 11,210. They both were right at their averages. Zhukov beat him by 1,273, averaging 127 more damage per hit. However, Kluge came out on top with the single massive hit on the High Mars attack, attack 8, by 288 more damage. Let's check out where that ranks them. And so we see it here, 11,200. That was actually his top round by 6 damage here. And of course, Kluge right in that 9,900 again. Alright, bros, let's update the bracket. And there you have it, bros. Zhukov awaiting whoever he is going to verse for the winner of the Ultimate Artillery General Tournament bracket. It will either be De Gaulle or Govorov. In the battle for who gets to face Zhukov in the finals, we've got our boy De Gaulle with his firepower blockade. When your attack causes the morale of the enemy to be low or diminished, there is an 80% probability to attack again. When the attack causes the morale in the enemy to go into chaos, there is a 100% probability to attack again. Accuracy, rumor, artillery leader, and inferior victory for our boy Govorov. Coordinated counterattack really doesn't affect the tournament too much, but final rankings, I don't even know if it'd affect the final rankings. I mean, besides Eichelberger, I really don't have them. I guess it's any friendly unit, though. It's not just a artillery. I don't know. It might. Who knows? Deep operation. When commanding artillery units, dealt damage plus 25% to enemies 2 or more hexes away. Artillery leader, accuracy, and finally, inferior victory. Quick reminder of where their damage is at. De Gaulle with that 12k, the only bro to break into 12k, and it's not even close. And then our boy Govorov down here in 4-digit hell. Maybe he breaks out into those 10k ranges, finds himself in the top 3. Who knows? Bros, with that, I'm gonna wrap this up. If you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, so make a friends upload. Peace.